I want to say, and this is very important, at the end, we lucked out. It was luck that prevented nuclear war. We came that close to nuclear war at the end.
And only thanks to our wonderful politicians, we miraculously managed to avoid the nuclear war. This is called composited shooting. Background is overlaid by the video of the sunrise. Actually, two sunrises. The traces that hang in the air don't care about the blast wave. Look, a strange bright curve continues to hang in the air. Yellow smoke doesn't come from the exploded uranium, it comes from the ordinary explosives. Let's look at this again. The underground explosion doesn't happen under the ground, it happens over the ground. And then is just the video of the sunrise. And again we see a strange hanging curve. And lots of yellow smoke from the exploded sulfur. Shooting with nuclear bombs from cannons. Look, there are no traces. But in the next fragment they already exist. Special effects from Disney. The blast wave destroys everything, except the cameras. The electromagnetic flash doesn't affect cameras at all. Look, here the blast wave came from the right. Then we obviously see the same trees from the same angle, but now they are moving the opposite way, even though the blast wave is still spreading. Obviously it's not real trees, it's just little models of them in an aerodynamic tube. Something weird happens in the beginning of the explosion. The video stops, freezes for a moment, and then turns into a sunrise with other special effects of that time. Look, the sunrise is put above the palm trees. Back then it was impossible to overlay a moving sun with moving trees. You see all the bright dots that are moving in this video? Yeah, that's a nuclear explosion. And that's the truth. Then suddenly some weird clouds appear from nowhere. They shouldn't have made that animation. And again we see two suns. Smoking palm trees. Apparently this is the result of the nuclear explosion. But the trees don't move at all. The same New Year fireworks again. Pretty cool, but totally meaningless special effects. Look at the clouds, they don't move at all. Back then it was impossible to make an animation of clouds that fly away because of an explosion. If this is an explosion in the air, why does this so-called mushroom have a foot? Actually, it shouldn't be here. Video of a sunrise. Modified video of a sunrise. If you haven't understood yet, that is also a nuclear explosion, taken from the same website and the same video.
Well, if they show it, then it is also a nuclear explosion.
Computer graphics of 1960s. Your parents ate this shit with big pleasure. Today the elites have molded some new poo-poos for you. The wars in Syria and Ukraine, the same idiocy, and you love eating this bullshit just like your parents. The clouds are not moving. And the smoke that comes from nowhere. Apparently, this is the blast wave, but it doesn't touch the clouds at all. Well, actually, there must be a sound delay. Oh yeah, I forgot, the sound is being adjusted in the studio. Just like all the other special effects. Alright, an atomic bomb explodes under the ship. Shouldn't it move like a little bit? The ship doesn't lean to the side even when it's being covered by the waves. All of that is truth. Here is some creativity from the Chinese. Watch and enjoy.
它将在距地面2900米的地方爆炸。
9、8、拐、6、5、4、3、2、1，起爆！
1967年6月17日上午8时20分，我国第一颗氢弹爆炸成功了。火球的左侧亮点是太阳。
As you see, the Chinese are busy faking the same shit.
Or you really still think that the elites would never fool us in such enormous measures because they love us? They love us so much they repeat it every day hundreds of times on TV and struggle every day to make our lives better.
I think that is why they live in castles and most of you in absolute shit. I think that is why they can do whatever they want, while most of you have to drag on your own miserable existence without any rights. The slaves were your parents. The slaves are you, and thanks to your endless stupidity, until the end of their days, your kids will also be living as slaves. If you don't like what I'm saying, turn on the TV, cause the elites have made tons of new shit that they want to feed you and your kids with. So have a good meal.
Transparency and democracy.
Not until 10 seconds after the flash may anyone turn and look at the huge fireball, even through goggles. For so intense is this man-made sun that people 10 miles away, with their backs turned and their hands over their eyes, are conscious of its fantastic brilliance. As the heat spreads outwards, clouds are evaporated in a fraction of a second and new ones created. But for the hundreds of technicians and scientists busy taking their readings and making their notes, this is more than an awe-inspiring spectacle.
Here is the pictorial record of the result. At 0 point, directly beneath the explosion, the soldier in the scene is pointing at the spot from which all damage to the surrounding area was measured in terms of distance from the center of the blast. Within a mile of 0 point, the devastation speaks for itself.
On August 14th, the Japanese government decides to accept the distasteful Allied terms of unconditional surrender. Atomic warfare has made further resistance futile.
aren't really sure what's happened. We're happy about the war ending, but I don't think everyone believes this thing about the atom bomb. I think it might be some kind of propaganda device that gives the Japanese a good excuse to surrender. Perhaps the Japanese said we dropped a bomb, and we're just going along with them.